complicated. There's hundreds of different angles and different scenarios and different disarms. We're just going to keep it in 4 angles because you guys operate in formation. So the angle of attack will be coming from one of those angles. And we're going to go high and low, okay, with it. So from the head to the body, okay? So the first one is to the center of the head here. Remember I said it's a threat. It's not an attack. If he's firing, I'm dead, okay? If he's standing here in front of me saying, take me into the building, or I want such and such, it's a threat. What's your reaction, first of all? It's expected of somebody that points a gun at you. It's for your hands to come up. Yeah? It's an instinct. Yeah? Hands come up. Don't shoot, don't shoot. So I bring my hands up to a level with the gun. Alright? This is quite important that I don't go like this, or I don't put my hands up here. I want them to bring them to a level with the gun. I always try and keep my thumbs underneath the level of the barrel. Alright? Also, another one of the principles that applies to every direction is I don't look him in the eye, because it can be seen to be confrontational if I'm trying to eyeball him. Yeah? So I'm going to pick this neutral position here across the chest. I'm just going to look at that. Hands come up. This position here. Act humble. Be submissive. Hey, whatever you want. Give them control. Make them feel like they're in control of the situation, and then they're not expecting reaction. Okay? Yeah, whatever. Listen, whatever you want. I'll take you in there. I don't really care. And bomb. I'm underneath. I'm going for the weapon. I'm out. What we do with it is from this position here, as I'm speaking to them, in my mind I know when I'm going to make my move, and I'll do it halfway through the sentence. Okay, we call this a 200% defense. There's a drop underneath. Yeah, I like to do a little jump squat on it because it gets you down faster rather than just bending your knees. Is literally dropping underneath it like so. Okay, all right, Chris. So from this point here, I drop, and the second part of the defense, the next 100%, is as I drop, I reach out and I grab on the wrist and I grab across the barrel of the gun. Okay, now most of you will be familiar with a semi-automatic weapon. You've got a sliding mechanism across the top of the gun here. The purpose of the sliding mechanism is, sorry, just one second here. Butt of the gun, magazine goes in here. Again, this might be old news to most of you. Magazine goes in here. You cock it, manually cock it, slide the mechanism back, and what it does is it draws a bullet into the chamber ready for fire. The gun is now ready, it's live. So if I grab the weapon here, even if the gun goes off, I'm out of the line of fire, which is one of the principles that we operate on. Bullet shoots up into the air. I've got my hand across the sliding mechanism. That cannot now flick back, which it does in a semi-auto. When you pull the trigger, the bullet goes out. The compression of gas blowing back, they're called blowback semi-autos, blows the sliding mechanism back, spits out the used shell, and draws a fresh bullet up into the chamber. So by placing my hand over this, if the trigger is pulled, one shot, gun is now jammed because there's an empty shell stuck in the chamber. And it will have to be cleared manually in order for it to work again. Okay, so the guy basically gets one shot with it, alright? So back to the technique. Hands come up, looking at the neutral position, submissive, hey, whatever you want. Drop underneath it, grab the wrist, grab across the barrel of the gun. What I'm going to do now is start to move backwards. I'm going to pull my arm down to my side. So it's called an axe release, like this. Now if you think of it as his finger, which it will be inside the trigger guard on the trigger. Okay? I'm going to do this very, very slowly. When you're practicing it, don't put your hand in the hole, please. Don't put your finger in the hole. When I grab on here, take your finger off, put it in the pocket. Okay? So speed it up a teeny little bit. Hey, whatever you want. I'm dropping. I'm moving away. Try and create space as quick as you can. Start to handle the gun. Turn it over. Little pat on the magazine. Sometimes with impact, the magazines come loose depending on the gun. Glocks are pretty reliable. Old guns like Browning, shit, fucking magazine fall out. And then cock the weapon and ready it for use. Okay, remember in this country, handguns are illegal, so even though that's the person who's pointing the gun out at you, do not take it off them on your knees. Okay, for the sake of independent witnesses. I'll take the gun off them, and I'll keep it tight. And then I'll tell them, get on your fucking knees. Okay, but I'll try and keep it out of view. Have it ready in case you need to use it, but don't be seen to be waving it around. What do you think will happen? People passing by on a bus. You're doing residential security on a house down in Bayswater. It happens out in the garden, or out on the drive. People are driving by on a bus. Who did they see with the gun?
Yes.
It was you. Yeah?
That's what the old Bill said.
Exactly. So bump. Keep it down. Give him a demand. All right. Get down on your knees. Back off. Get down on your knees. One thing about it as well is don't take it for granted. First of all, that the gun is real. Could be a replica. And don't take it for granted that it's loaded. Okay. So if you go through the process of disarming the person, hey, whatever you want, I drop. And he's coming in on top of me. He comes running at me. And what the fuck? Because he knows something that I don't. I.e., there's no bullets in it, or all it does is fire BBs. Okay? Remember, what you have then is effectively a striking weapon in your hand. Use it. The person's coming on top of you. You need to create space of about 4 meters in order to ready the weapon. From the time that you take it off him, pull it down to your side, start backing off, turn it over, cock it. You need about 4 meters, which is in imperial measure about 12 feet, 13 feet. Okay? So just once more, you guys give it a go. Gun comes to the center of the head. Okay, whatever you want. I'm getting it ready. Backing off. Okay? Very important that you create that space. Make sure you drop underneath it. See you, Chris. Thanks for that. When your hands come up, one hand grabs onto the wrist, and the other hand grabs onto the weapon like so, wrapping around it. Your disarm then is pulling both hands back down to here as you're moving backwards. Got it? Okay? Take one of the rubber weapons there, guys. Be realistic with the rubber weapons. They're very